Today's episode is brought to you by Williamson Agricultural Machinery's deal all this week on steel chainsaws.
Thy beauty's rose might never die, but as the riper should by time decease, his tender air might bear his memory. But thou contracted to thine own bright eyes feeds thy light's flame with self-substantial fuel, making a famine where abundance lies. Thyself thy foe, to thy sweet self too cruel, thou that art now the world's fresh ornament, and only herald to the gaudy spring within thine own bud buryest thy content, and tender churl makes waste in niggarding. Pity the world, or else this glutton be to eat the world's due by grave and thee. In all seriousness, I mean that song totally seriously. Right. Moving on, what's the video about? In this video, I am presenting a new theory of comic modes. It involves a new concept that I call the tendentious imperative. Okay? Essentially, I am asking the question, what is the bedroom comedian? And thus I lay out some definitions, some aims and objectives of the form. For instance, a minor note. Broadly speaking, bedroom comedy is anti-talent, by which I mean it's against traditional conceptions of talent. You don't have to be a virtuoso. Doesn't matter if you are. That's okay too. But it's more concerned with content. It's an anti-democratic movement. By which I mean, I don't mean, what, I don't mean like voting, although although it is against that as well. Democracy. Democracy is like the bully at school saying, do you want to be punched in the left eye or the right eye? And you're like, I don't want to be punched in the eye. He's like, if you don't choose, I'll punch you in both. So you're like, all right, my left eye. He punched the left eye. Like, oh, what would you do that for? He said, oh, I gave you the choice. That's what democracy is like. Thinking back on, as I mentioned, but my sponsor, who I mentioned at the very start of the video, Williamson Agricultural Machinery, they've told me that in order to receive my £50 per video, which now is on the condition that the video gets 100 views, which is annoying to start with, right? But on top of that, I'm not allowed to swear. Because it's not like I'm not perfect for their target audience. Yeah, all right, I won't swear, you know, but I can do other things. I don't know what, but the. So anyway, I've drawn a picture for the tendentious imperative. Here it is. And also, apparently, lots of businesses nowadays, they have a chord of the website, and I'm going to have E7 as my chord, which sounds something like this. That's going to be the chord of the website. So when you log onto the website, it goes like this. You know how, like Tom Cruise in movies, he's always thinking something interesting. Do you know what I mean? Like he's not just thinking about what he's having for dinner, or you know, he's got something else going on up there. And like every moment of his life on that film, you know, it's just something. It's not you know, there's something above everyday experiences about it. And what I want to tell you is that I'm like that. You know, when I'm walking down the street, I don't just think about what I'm having for dinner. You know, I'm having pizza tonight, but I think in something more. You know, there's something, it's transcendental, I suppose. Oh God! Oh man, these are. Ugh. No, I can't do this. Dad, I'm making a video. Dad, I don't know where your heirloom is. Yeah. Dad, I don't know where your heirloom is. I don't know where your heirloom is. Yeah. Take 500 quid out of my account. Don't, but... Oh. God. I'm a great lover of words. All sorts of words, you know. I did a poo, you know, unless you have a sentence. You put words together and you make sentences, and I love that. That's something I can't get enough of it, you know. I did a poo. I need a wee, for instance. Or, alright, and there's only one way to go from here, isn't there? You guessed it. 1 second. From the fact that the existence of external objects is required for the possibility of a determinate consciousness of ourselves, it does not follow that every intuitive representation of external things involves, at the same time, their existence, for such a representation may well be the mere effect of the faculty of imagination, as in dreams, as well as in madness, but it can be such an effect merely through the reproduction of former outer perceptions, which, as we have shown, is possible only through the actuality of external objects. Who's to say which of those sentences is better? they're all sentences, aren't they? They're all, and there's total equality there with sentences. It's all the same. And also some topical. I tell you what, I love it when I remember to do the silly third one in a list. I've got a topical, humorous remark to make because, as I'm sure you're aware, homosexual marriage was legalised last week. My take on it is that there are two ways for there to be equality in the system. One way is to legalise homosexual marriage, and the other way is to abolish heterosexual marriage. Oh, I don't like my son. There you are, I've said it. I don't like him. And I know that sounds like a contradiction, doesn't it? It sounds like a contradiction because what is a son but a sort of esteem searching device, or an esteem maximising optimization algorithm? That's my definition of a son. An esteem maximisation algorithm. I love esteem. That's why the son loves esteem. He wants my esteem. I love esteem. That's the nature of being a son. You want to esteem. It just makes him a bit of a suck up. Do you know what I mean? Like everything he says, he wants my approval. I just think, like, fucking hell, man. Come on, get your own ideas. I'm just like some guy. What are you trying to impress me for, you idiot? But then the other day, he did something, and I started to change my mind a bit, and that is I borrowed my mum's Ford Focus to go over and see him, to go see my ex, actual wife, but ex sort of, girlfriend or whatever, and I parked my car outside and I was chatting to her, about various things in this PlayStation. Anyway, I'll tell you more about that in a song coming up. But I came outside and he'd written wanker on my car. He scratched it with a key, and I thought maybe he's all right. Do you know what I mean? And then I thought, actually, like, he knows I don't like him because of his esteem, so he's tried to rebel against the notion of esteem, which in its own way has impressed me. So who's the real winner? I don't know. Maybe I should not like him for that either, because that's like, actually, he still wants esteem. Do you know what I mean? He was one step ahead of the game. That's all it was. Anyway, I'll be telling you more about the PlayStation and my personal situation in the song to follow. It's a cover of BB King's classic, "The Thrill Is Gone," and it sort of sums up the relationship between me and my ex-wife. From me now, baby. I tell you, sugar, having sex is just about the last thing on my mind right now, baby. Together so long that let's be frank now, honey, it's just no fun anymore, and I'm YouTube. That's what happens. When you're going out with someone for that long, allow me to be vulgar, it goes down to more than that. I can't look at you no more, honey. I can't look at you anymore without seeing my boy, without seeing my little son on your tits. I can't look at you without seeing your mom and dad at our wedding. That's just what being married's all about now, sugar. But I'm telling you, I miss the days. I miss the days. I miss the days. When we're doing it everywhere. Back in those days, I knew how to make love to you, girl. I knew how to make love to you. I just didn't know how to not make love to you. And now you left me. You done me wrong. You done me wrong, man, taking my boy away from me. Ain't nobody loves me but my mama. Ain't nobody loves me but my mama. And even she is getting a little bit tired. My mind to thinking. That's what Star Wars is about. You accept the fake phallus of paternal authority. You become this hideous monster, this Darth Vader in this black egg. And your son has taken your mojo. I just don't think I can express myself in this key. I gotta play in the wrong key now, honey. If you come running back, I'm gonna open up my arms and accept you and my boy back. But word on the street is you've shacked up with a new man now, girl. And he He can provide just about everything you need, girl. And he even bought my boy a PlayStation 4. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, Lord, being a father is so hard. But at the end, I'll always have those days we spent when I was 18 and you were 17. B.B. King's classic Thriller's Gone. Of course, some people say you can't do, but bedroom comedy doesn't exist. You can't do comedy in a bedroom. What's this then? What is this? If not, I've prepared a little audience for the comedy performance. I'll show them to you in a minute. I'm going to linger on them for a minute. Little bit of little bit of a case of the tokenism going on. Prepared some jokes. Jokes about Islam are like my friend Bertie jumping in the cardboard boxes in the GCSE art class. Prohibiting it doesn't necessarily make it less likely. Similes are often a good way, easy way of writing jokes, similes, aren't they? Pretty much the whole of Blackadder based on that idea, the idea of the simile. Well, another question people have been asking me, they've been like, Raf, why do you write about Hemel Hempstead? You know, who wants to know about Hemel Hempstead? My answer to that is every writer has to have a bit of a sandpit to start with. Yeah, they have to, just to get going, they've got to play around in simple waters. Yeah, you don't, Joyce had his Dublin, Dickens had his London, Dostoevsky had St. Petersburg. His third one should have been, I always forget to do a silly third one. But I'm starting low. I'm honing my skills, writing about Hemel Hempstead first before I move on to the big subjects. And actually, there's some interest in Hemel Hempstead, that's some other thing I was going to do. I was going to read you some tweets I've written recently on the subjects of Hemel Hempstead. Each of the town's subjects was a self-contained argument against democracy. That's one of them. This town is full of wankers. Another. There were more. I forget. We're nearing the end of the video now. Okay, we've come to the end of the video. Just bibliography, I thought I'd add. Just so you know, all the various sources. The song at the start, that was Shakespeare's first sonnet. And of the three sentences that I was comparing to, the first two were written by me, and the last one was from Kant's Critique of Pure Reason. So other influences, as always, Gervais. People say I shouldn't do that, but I can do whatever I want. It's my video. I can do what I want. Dostoevsky. Dickens, Kant, obviously, Spinoza, recently, Nietzsche, Lenny Henry. That was a silly fifth one, I do like Lenny Henry though. I do. He's a nice man.